In this video, I'm going to be talking about finding my niche, what that is for me, what that means for me, and also I am going to be working on this whimsical house, and that might give you a clue to what my niche is. So stick around so you could hear more. Hello everyone, this is Caroline, and I am in my studio today working on my whimsical houses. I think I am getting closer to knowing what my niche is. I really do not think my niche is going to align with a certain art medium. I think instead my niche is more about what I'm doing, and my niche actually is experimenting with supplies, keeping the costs low, and I think it's the subject matter. I love whimsical art. I think they're fun. I think they're attractive looking. The colors are bright. It is a far cry from some of the training I had from art school, but I like it because it's just fun, and I could be as creative as I want. If I want a green sky, I could have a green sky. It's just, it reads differently than realistic artwork, of course, but it gives a fun look to life. And I am thinking it's whimsical. So I also was thinking about the other crafts that I do. It is whimsical. It is a fun element. It's to be taken light, not to be always serious about my work. And I see that in the quilt that I'm making, that, hey, I made a bunch of mistakes in it, but the colors are lively, it's fun, and hey, I'm learning from it, right? So it is, I think that's what it is. I think I am closer to it. I'm feeling pretty good with that definition of it. And yeah, I think it's whimsical. So let me look up what whimsical means. And according to the Google definition, whimsical is an adjective describing something that is playfully quaint, fanciful, or imaginative. It often refers to things that are lightly unusual or amusing, but it can also describe behavior that is erratic, impulsive, or based on sudden, unpredictable ideas. I really believe that is truly what I am doing. I like the ending part. It's based on sudden, unpredictable ideals. Sometimes I do have sudden ideals that pop into my head that it's so alive, I have to do it. I have to just see what it's going to be like. It might throw everything off. It might be the worst idea. But sometimes it's that impulsive feeling like, I got to see what this color is going to look like. Or I need to maybe sew it a little differently or what have you. So I'm thinking it's whimsical. So you might see more of my titles with whimsical in it. And I don't think it's the medium. I think I like the variety of mediums. I'd like to be playful with that. So more of the examples of the definition of whimsical is, they broke it up on Google. They broke it up with everyday examples. And it states, design and fashion, a pair of socks featuring tiny colorful rubber ducks. The architecture, brightly colored houses with curved doors, irregular towers, and a secret garden path. Sounds very similar to some of my drawings. that I am doing right now. Behavior. Someone spontaneously dropping everything to take a road trip just because the weather was nice. I would, but I really don't like to drive. So if somebody's willing to drive, I'll go on a road trip with them. But that is me and my art. It is whimsical. So, my thoughts on everything with whimsical and just, art in general, like what I've learned so far with some of this, is that really anything goes with art. And I think if you feel unsure of what your style is or what type of mediums you want to use, grab what's in your closet, start there, and just play around with it. Take a look at some people, what they do with their art, and if you like it, ask yourself why. What is it about their artwork that makes me feel alive? What attracts me to their art? Is it the textures? Is it the line, the color, the subject matter, the size, the type of medium? What appeals to you? Once when you play around with the art supplies, don't take everything so serious, and just enjoy what you have in front of you and allow your brain to just enjoy it, relax, you actually could get closer to figuring out what area of concentration you want to be at. And don't feel like there's not room for you out there. There's room for you. And I think that's a misconception that it's a false belief we all just tell ourselves. And I think a lot of it just has to do with, not feeling like you're going to be good enough. It's the self-worth. It's the anxiety about doing it. I wonder if somebody laughs at me and says I'm not good at it. Well, wonder if somebody says that you are good at it. And maybe it's one person out of 10 that says that. Is that enough to give up? Or is that enough to keep going? And I think that is something that we all have to fight for, and to remind ourselves that, hey, you know what? I like doing this. I want to do it. I want to be part of that community. Then go for it. Keep doing it. Keep learning it. And it's okay to say, you know what? I don't want to use color pencil anymore. I want to use acrylic paint, or I want to make my whimsical houses into tiny clay pieces. Anything goes. Don't be afraid to change your mind and experiment, and don't be afraid to return back to the first original idea that you had or interest that you have. Part of life is to experience. So experience it using art to figure out what your niche is. And don't get bogged down about, well, one person has a niche and this other one has a niche and I don't have one. Maybe because you're not realizing what your niche is. And I think that's what happened to me. I didn't really realize what it was because I was busy providing art for my clients. And me being an art therapist, I was doing a lot of work with clients, and I was just not really feeling like I was I didn't have time. I just did not have time to do artwork. And I was tired, exhausted. There's a draining feeling of working with clients with mental health. And, I really believe that a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot that we go through. And then we have our own personal life. And for some reason, they just think that somehow we're supposed to snap out of our problems and, be 100% there for them all the time. And you know, we need days off. We need to have our own fun times of, you know, vacation and spending time with friends. And I think it gets overlooked about the things that we need to continue providing. But I would be so drained at the end of the day, and I just did not want to do any artwork. I was not feeling it whatsoever. And I honestly just kind of like threw it off to the side and said, well, maybe sometime I'll get back to it. But that time never came because then I had like other personal situations that were happening, which I'm not going to get into. And I'm going to keep that to myself. It's very private, but I went through a huge amount of emotion, grief, and trauma and it was a buildup also from years of being a counselor on top of what I went through. And I hit the wall, and I took a look at this room that I use for my art, and I said, I got to get back. But for many years, I just didn't want to do art. I kind of said to myself that there's no reason to do it. Everyone else is doing it. I can't catch up to them. I'm not going to be good enough. No one's going to take me serious because I kind of left the fine arts world. And I just couldn't find my footing with it. But there was that one day where I said, I have to do it. I have to get back to it. And then it led me to, you know, I started this YouTube channel. I didn't really stick with it because of the things I had to go through. And I decided I have to give myself time to work on it. I have to give myself time to work on my art. And by the time I started filming and figuring the whole video editing and all that stuff out, I was starting to really take a look at my work, and I noticed that there was a similarity between everything I was doing. A lot of it had to do with the color and having fun and not overdoing it with perfection. And trust me, I love the beautiful arts that's out there that people do. I think they're stunning, of, you know, realistic art and the human figure. Some people are just absolutely gifted in that. I want to learn it. I don't know if I want to do it. And so, like, when you have those moments where you could see that you want to do it, but you need to learn it. Well, I could go and learn it, but I don't know after I learn it if I actually want to continue doing it, because it's just not one session to learn. It's a dedication to learn. And that's something you have to think about when you're looking at artwork and trying to figure out what you want to do. What are you willing to sit down and take time to do, and that will keep drawing you back to the table or back to your sewing machine or back to the potter's wheel, whatever medium it is? You know, is it going to be the right one for you that wants to keep bringing you back? So I love realistic artwork, but it's not going to be something that I will want to keep returning to. But my whimsical yeah, I'm not really too happy with the top section of the house. That's okay. What I might do is just continue working on the house, and then I'll come up with something. I might just change the color altogether. go over it with some, like a deeper color. But I'm gonna continue working on this, and then I'll show you an update when I get there. The whimsical house is finished, and I thank you so much for joining me on this video, for you to hear what I have to say about finding my niche. And we'll just go forward with this. I believe that the whimsical is more of my niche than picking a particular medium. And if you have any thoughts or comments, please do share that. And also hit the like and subscribe button. I would appreciate that. I will see you in the next video.